Yoshi Shiratori is Japan's own Harry Houdini, and not even copper walls or a dislocated shoulder could stop his daring escapes. Modern prisons are indicative of the eras that created him. In Japan, the Meiji era, which spanned from 1868 to 1912, was considered one of the harsher periods for prisoners, so escaping prison was actually more common. In 1881, a record number of convicts, 1821 to be precise, were able to make successful getaways from incarceration. The reason for the more frequent escapes was due to extremely harsh prison conditions, which could be said of many prisons around the world, even today. Japan has worked to reform the prison system since the Meiji era, which meant escapes have become rarer, and by the mid-1970s, the annual number of escapees have dwindled to just a single digit. The lockpicker. No other man in history has shown such disdain for incarceration than Yoshi Shiratori, who was tagged as the man that no prison could hold. Yoshi was initially accused of murder and robbery and was sentenced to Aomori prison. 3 years later, he picked the lock of his handcuffs with a short wire he found from a wooden bathing bucket. Police recaptured him after 3 days and he was sentenced to life in prison for escaping and for supposedly stealing supplies from a hospital. He was eventually transferred to Akita prison in 1942. At Akita prison, Yoshi managed to escape by somehow climbing the impossible smooth walls of his cell to reach the air vent. He would climb up and down every night and eventually unhinged the vent to extricate himself. Perhaps he was exhausted from all the running and hiding. He decided to go to the home of a police officer, the only person who had shown any benevolence towards him from his previous prison in Aomori. However, this officer eventually handed Yoshi over to the authorities, and he vowed to never place his trust in another police officer ever again.